It's almost been 15 years since League of Legends' release in 2009. From the most CS in one game to the fastest game ever, here are 17 League of Legends world records in pro play. In 2018, SKT and Jin Air Green Wings set the world record for the longest game in pro play. In week 1 of the LCK spring season, Jin Air went into game 3 with Azir and Sivir, two champions notorious for their wave clear. Even when SKT was up around 9,000 gold at 35 minutes, Jin Air just cleared the wave so fast that SKT couldn't even make a dent in their inhibitor towers. And so after a million back and forth trades of Baron and Elder later, it would only be at 93 minutes when Umti finds a pick on Faker that Jin Air were able to push the man advantage and win the game.
Awareness.
Oh,
This is going to be a lot of
finding
damage.
Faker. Yeah, so much damage. Sonya's gonna go out. He's gonna have to try to get out of here just for good measure. Another redemption coming through, but Umti chases in. One more hit. He takes him down. The solo kill from Umti.
It was also in this game that Teddy set the world record for the most CS in one game with 1,465 farm, beating Sven's record in Season 6 by over 500 CS. Funnily enough, even in a 93-minute banger of a game, there were only 24 kills. That really is the LCK for you. Up next, we have the shortest competitive game ever that isn't because a team had to forfeit from connection issues. In the controversial Season 7 of the Intel Extreme Masters Singapore, originally qualified teams like Invictus Gaming, CLG, and Azubu Blaze failed to attend due to scheduling conflicts. This meant that the organizations had to scramble to look for teams to join last minute, which brings us to Team Armageddon, who wasn't even a league team, losing in the shortest time in competitive history at 11 minutes and 48 seconds. How, you may ask? Team Armageddon was a semi-pro Dota team where in their first game, their jungler went smiteless and without a jungle item.
Do you think we're gonna see Smite this time around?
I hope so, man. not two smites, but
I mean,
maybe
no,
smites.
okay.
On the other end of the spectrum, we have a team from Taiwan with the longest record win streak in pro play, the one and only Flash Wolves. The Flash Wolves dominated the LMS up until 2019, and in 2017, they went 28 consecutive games without a single loss. 14 straight 2-0 best of threes. Although they lost their win streak in the spring finals, the Flash Wolves, alongside historic players Karsa, Maple, and Sword Art, will surely leave their mark in pro history as the strongest minor region team until the team later disbanded. But if we're talking more about solo carries, take a look at the Korean AD carry Sol smurfing in the LOL Japan League with the highest recorded DPM or damage per minute in a pro game. Looking to overtake rivals SHG in the standings with 2 series left in the season, Sol Zeri channeled the lightning god Zeus himself to deal 72,507 damage in a 37-minute game or 1,925 DPM. Playing the broken marksman against 3 immobile tanks, Sol was able to deal so much damage to even out the series and push his team to victory. If you're looking for more of a player that's not afraid to get down and dirty, however, look no further than GBM and Kaboom versus Supermassive in the 2018 play-ins of the Mid-Season Invitational. While players from both teams were definitely having fun the entire game, GBM accomplished a certified triple-double with his Smite mid-Kaisa. Despite his heroics, however, Kaboom's all-AD comp lost to Supermassive Spiky Turtle with a surrender on top, no less.
This is gonna get sold out. Stop auto-attacking the Rammus! What are you doing? Why would you do that?
Meanwhile, in 2015, in the Southeast Asian Garena Premier League, a player named Koala made the record for the most deaths in a single game at 17 deaths in 41 minutes. Despite being in a good counter matchup, Koala was forced to play 2v1 in the mid lane as IGL's Ezreal farmed safely down bot. This led to a double kill that helped snowball the lane in LeBlanc's favor, until the poor mid laner was left to be a crowd control bot. Fast forward to today, kill records are still being made as Gen G's ADC Paze took over in the MSI 2024 Grand Finals with 28 kills, the most in any international or Tier 1 competitive game ever. Leading up to the tournament, Paze was being criticized for his subpar play, so for him to show up when it mattered the most spoke volumes on how good the 18-year-old pro really is.
28, the new record. 28 kills for FaZe.
No one's beating that anytime soon.
Of course, it also didn't hurt that he had Lehenz's Blitzcrank feeding him kill after kill. As young as FaZe was when he won his first title, there's someone even younger who won an even bigger tournament at the age of 16. Fnatic's Season 1 jungler Cyanide. Back then, League was completely different, and the Finnish pro rightfully earned his ring by figuring out what no one knew about the game just yet. Through the years, he also proved himself in the EU LCS, winning titles alongside XPiki in 2013 and 2014. And true fans will remember that he was a menace on the analyst's desk. Not long after, another record was made. It was day 3 of the Season 2 World Championship, where CLG EU was facing Team World Elite in the semifinals. The audience was roaring, the teams were in full swing, until the first disconnect happened in Game 2. Then, again in Game 3, until Riot decided to just postpone the match until days later, making for the longest tech pause in the history of the esport. But despite the 9-hour-long series, at least Riot compensated the crowd with free pizza and merch, and a decade later, the legacy of that day continues as the iconic silver scrapes that kept being played on loop during the stream's downtime remains as an anthem in today's League. Now, LOL Esports is an entire production powerhouse as in 2023. Riot Games broke the all-time record for the most concurrent viewers in any esport title with 6.4 million viewers, turning into the world's grand finals between T1 and Weibo Gaming. Owing to the fact that it was Faker's biggest opportunity to reclaim his throne since losing it in 2017, many of League's dedicated fans watched as the unkillable Demon King added the 4th Summoner's Cup to his collection. Of course, we can't talk about world records without the GOAT of the game himself, Faker. The first to be inducted into the game's Hall of Fame, Faker is the Michael Jordan of League. Even listing all the records he holds right now would take the entire video. The most trophies won, the most recorded kills, most games, most wins, most unique champions played, and so on and so forth. No one will ever compare to the greatest player esports will ever see. Coming from Faker, we have then the record for the most losses at international finals, which is held by none other than Faker? But how could this be? Well, apart from simply having attended MSI and Worlds the most out of any pro player, he is also just always placed so highly. Since 2013, in the 15 international tourneys he's attended, he has always finished top 4 or above. And in the 10 times he has made it to the finals, he's won 6 of them. But that also means he's lost 4 finals in his career, which honestly is a stat that not many can ever come close to achieving. While we've demonstrated that Faker will forever be uncontested as the GOAT, there are players that have been valued above him in the past. Like when Team Solomid signed on Sword Art with a record-shattering 2-year $6 million deal, the highest reportedly paid to any player. This deal came after 2020 Worlds when Sword Art led Dark Horse team, Suning, to the Grand Finals. However, the deal fell apart after the first year when the team failed to qualify for Worlds. But today, rumors are plenty that players like Knight are getting paid upwards of $4 to $6 million annually in the LPL. Straight from the LPL, our next record belongs to longtime veteran Xiaohu, dubbed the Spring Tiger, as he's the only pro player to have won an international title in 2 different roles. Ever since 2016, Xiaohu has been a dominant force in the LPL and would go on to win his first title in the 2018 MSI alongside Uzi. But it would be in 2021 that he would truly impress as he role-swapped to top lane and dominated, playing oppressive champs like Lee Sin and Lucian. Truly one of the best players China has ever produced. Funnily enough, Xiaohu's former teammate would hold the next record for the only player to ever have a pentakill at the World Finals, the one and only Bin. Now, one of the best top laners in the world, Bin used to be exclusively known for his melee carries like Jax. In the 2020 World Finals, Bin did the impossible against the stacked Damwon squad, pulling off a Game 2 penta with his Fiora.
Cannot interrupt anyone else. He's being chipped
The
away.
huge stun.
Melted. He's down. He's dead. That's it. Canyon's finished as well. SOFM hops forward. Ghost flashes defensively and rooted in place. Bin sends him back in. Ghost gets caught out. That's the Quadra. Looking for it. Bin will pick it up. Get the pentakill for Bin and Suning Gaming in the world.
Although they did eventually lose the series, that was the game that put Bin on everyone's radar. Ending our list, we have perhaps one of the most overall talented League pros in Detonation, FocusMe's Utapon. Utapon has been praised for his natural talent for gaming, as he's not only competed at MSI and Worlds, but he's also reached Radiant in Valorant, Global Elite in Counter-Strike, and even topped the Japanese-ranked leaderboard in Overwatch. Impressive, right? All the while having this posture. So what excuse do you have?